New video tonight of a violent altercation in East Harlem that left a 17-year-old dead and a 62-year-old facing murder charges. Christy Kalishian hears from witnesses.
Two young men, a 22-year-old and 17-year-old, walk into K Street Food on 2nd Ave just after 6 Friday night, along with another man they bump into at the door.
Two young guys came in here. He already upset, very upset.
Moon Shin owns K Street Food. She asked that we not show her face. She says the man the two young men bumped into was placing a food order while the two young men stood behind, making comments.
He got very upset, and he said, pissing me off, but two young guys pushing it everywhere, here, there.
What started in the restaurant spilled out onto the sidewalk. We're pausing right here when that man, who police identify as 62-year-old Saul Sanchez, is seen stabbing the 17-year-old in the torso. The teen's 22-year-old friend, who police said was stabbed in the left arm, came to his defense, throwing a chair at Sanchez.
I never see people dying in front of my face.
Police say that 17-year-old, who was identified as Carlos Rivas, was taken to Harlem Hospital, where he later died. 62-year-old Sanchez, who police say was cut in the forehead, left after the fight, then returned to the scene, spoke to cops, and was taken into custody. Sanchez was later charged with second-degree murder and assault and fourth-degree criminal possession of a weapon.
Can't really argue with people out here because you never know.
I'm nervous and I'm scary. When he heard, I see his mother. I was just thinking his mother. Yeah, because I'm a mother too, so.
Police say it still isn't clear what exactly sparked the fight. All
right. So my thoughts about all this. I think this is just this is a tragic situation, but I think it's self-defense. If we go, like I said, we don't know exactly what happened, but going by what the owner said, it would appear she was there. She talked about, because you see them go in, these guys bump into each other, and so the elderly gentleman was upset, or I guess he wouldn't be considered elderly. Well, I mean, he's 60. The old man, I mean, he was upset. And so there was this back and forth. I can imagine that he was pissed that they bumped into him, and they were saying, because they said they were behind him and they were just running their mouth saying things. And then she says that they grabbed him and started tossing him around, and then it ended out here on the front, as we see in the video, and he ended up poking one of them. I think this is self-defense. Like I said, it's sad. I mean, to an extent, I guess. I mean, for the families, of course, families involved, the kid that lost his life and the older gentleman that was arrested. I'm sure his family, they're terrified right now. They don't know what's going to happen. But I think personally, this is a case of self-defense. I think you can articulate the situation. Now, should he have had the knife? Clearly, no. He's being charged. But if you look at what's been going on in New York just in the last few weeks, man, it has just been out of control. We had the lady set on fire at the on the subway. We had someone kicked or pushed on the tracks here, I think last week. It's just it's crazy out there, and the man's like, hey, I'm not gonna, and I can somewhat sympathize with the old man, because he's like, I'm an older man. I'm walking out here and the crime is just out of control. I mean, he's a soft target. He would be food for anybody that's up to no good. Just imagine if he didn't have that knife, how long this would have went on. Because as unfortunate as this guy lost his life, the old man could have lost his life. These guys slip off those steps. He hits the back of his head on that concrete. He could die. And he's dead. I mean, it could have easily went that way. So I think if this guy gets a good enough lawyer or gets an attorney, I think they can articulate why this man had to, why he had to defend his life. I mean, look, you look at the size, you look at the age, these guys have the capability. He felt fear of great bodily harm or possibly the loss of his life. And I think I think just about any lawyer could prove that to the courts. I mean, I think this is just one of those things where, these kids, they're just being mad disrespectful, and they thought they could just throw this guy around, and he wasn't having it. It's all about respecting your elders. I mean, I've noticed that about this younger generation. They have no respect for elders. Anybody they will talk to them like they're nothing. I can remember being a kid, being 17 or whatever, and maybe an old person told me to stop or do something. I went along with it. Was I pissed? Hell yeah, I was pissed. Did I cuss them out? Yes, but inside my head, but I ain't saying that shit out loud. I'm going to do what they say because I wasn't raised to disrespect my elders like that. And it's like what the guy said in the video. You can't even, it's not even worth arguing with anybody these days because you just don't know what they have. And I think, like I said, these kids, I think they thought they had a soft target. They thought they had somebody who they could slap around and do, and he ain't going to do nothing. And they were proven wrong. I think ultimately, like I said, I think this guy, he's going to get out of it. He's gonna be just fine. This kind of reminds me of the bodega owner who, couple years ago, where the guy came from around the counter and attacked him. A younger guy, much bigger guy, attacked him, and the old man put a knife in his neck and ended up killing him. He was arrested and charged, but ultimately he was released and found innocent. I think he went back to the Dominican Republic. It's like, I ain't dealing with all this. Also, there was several years ago, a guy, I don't know if it's a homeless person or somebody on the subway train, threatening a guy's girlfriend, and he stabbed and killed him. And I think his charges were pretty similar because he got charged with having a knife, but ultimately he was found not guilty of the murder. I don't know. Maybe the weapons charge will stay on the record, but I'll take a 4th degree weapons charge than rather potentially being, killed or harmed in a great bodily way. So I don't know, man. I just say, young people, man, you got to start respecting your elders, and, people in general just need to be kind to each other. I mean, if they could rewind the clocks back, I think if you could ask these kids, was it worth, I mean, it clearly wasn't worth it, but I'm sure they could have went a better way about this. Because, like, if it was me, I'd bump into the old man. Even if it's my fault, I'm going to be like, excuse me, or I would have held the door just out of respect for the older gentleman. But can't do nothing now. Once the toothpaste is out, you can't put it back in the tube. So yeah, guys, get in the comments. Tell me what you think. And are you thinking the old man went too far? Or are you kind of with my thinking is that, hey, it was self-defense? I mean, you can articulate why. I mean, these guys are bigger, they're younger, they're stronger. They were throwing them around. He easily could have took this man's life. This could have been, like I said, this could be totally different. If they would have, like, say the man didn't have a weapon, they got him, he falls down on the ground, busts his head, he dies. I mean, who knows? But yeah, get in the comments, tell me what you're thinking. Guys, if you watch my video for 1 minute, 5 minutes, or the whole damn video, I appreciate you. But if you like what I'm saying, go ahead, hit that subscribe, get in the comments. And guys, I will see you in the next video. Take it easy.